Hi, everybody. This is Chris,
And this is Matt.
and this is The Way of the Exploding Fist.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So cool.
uh,
Such a cool name.
I mean, yeah, so this is one of multiple games that came out shortly after Karate Champ to try and cash in on Karate Champ. It is not a review of the game, though, is it, Matt?
No, it's a book club style discussion of Way of the Exploding Fist.
Right.
A virtual book club
Virtual, yes.
style discussion.
There it is. For those of you listening at home, you just heard the scream from the intro.
The scream is fantastic. Like
Yes.
it's just slightly desperate. It's just chaotic. When it kicks on the first time, you're like, holy shit. Like someone really felt that scream when they did it.
Yeah, and it's that wire fu kung fu 70s style kung fu flick scream that just is so good. I just so yeah, so not a review. Way of the Exploding Fist. This is our short game for the month, and by short I mean very very short. If you play this game for 5 minutes, you pretty much get it.
Yep.
So
You will want to play it more than 5 minutes. I got to tell you that.
you will want to play it more than 5 minutes. But our discussion of it is probably going to last longer than a game of Way of the Exploding
Yeah, totally.
Fist will. Our preamble getting to Way of the Exploding Fist will last more than a game of Way of the Exploding Fist.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a quick one.
Yeah.
Do you,
I am totally okay with that, though.
I know there's still like karate. Kids still do karate today. But do you feel like the feeling of children doing karate is different today than it was like in the 80s and 90s or definitely the 80s?
Okay, so yes, and there's a lot to unpack with that being said. Because I started martial arts in the mid 80s, late mid 80s. And, you know, continued trying to teach. I still am interested, but injuries and age keep me from being as involved as I used to be.
Yeah.
But the fantasy and the magic of martial arts has been eroded the way the fantasy and the magic of like most conspiracy fringe X-Files style things you'd be interested in have faded away. And with that fading in comes things like Brazilian jiu-jitsu and more
Right.
less art, more combat.
Right. It had more edge, I think, in the 80s. It was like, whoa, like
Yeah.
that dude knows karate. Now it's like, yeah, big deal.
Right.
Which is sad because you know,
And the stuff they showed on TV and movies and the way they sort of glamorized martial arts. My favorite one was something a video Golki showed me, but it was like picture like a WWF arena with the ring in the middle. And the announcer goes, "And a display of sportsmanship, and a stunning display of showmanship. He plucks the opponent's eyes from his head, and he does like these chicken fingers at the eyes, and then throws these red ping pong balls that he's been palming out to the crowd."
fantastic.
Oh, it was so. It was that. It was over the top. Sort of crazy violence mixed with spirituality in a way that we will never see again. It never existed before. It will never exist again. It was
Totally.
just a magic window of about 15, 20 years of
Yep.
ninjas and gis and
Right. I stand by my lifelong dream of owning a red leather gi.
dude, it's not hard.
Yeah.
And it's probably $50. That is not a dream you need
Yeah.
to put on the back
I like to
shelf.
keep my life goals very attainable, and then just like delay and delay
delay
and delay.
and then when you finally get it, the release is
When I'm like 65, I'll finally get it.
yeah.
Be like, I did it.
I did it. I made it. Yeah, and we even noticed when I was in martial arts, like it's starting to lose its edge and it's starting to lose its popularity. And we're having a hard time getting students in class. We need another Ninja Turtles movie to come out and hype the kids up and get them to want to come.
Yeah. So I guess we should talk about some history of this game.
Let's talk about the history of the game. I like the question, though. Good question. And also proof that we go off topic from the game. This is like the discussion.
Yeah.
We go where it takes us.
Like there's never going to be another. Like they could make another Karate Kid movie, and I think that they did. Speaking of, we're not gonna talk about the history now. We're gonna talk about the Karate Kid movies.
Right.
But again, like it didn't have any real edge to it. It's like it had all been done. There was nothing like special feeling about karate anymore.
No.
I think. And maybe it's just because we're old. Maybe if we were kids, we would think that. But I really think it's fundamentally different.
It is. I mean, and this is one of the things, there's probably someone out there right now going, they're saying karate and it's karate. There's a reason I'm saying karate as someone who's done martial arts. To me, that 15 years of magic and hype and weirdness and everything, that's karate. That is not karate. That is not the ancient art of self-defense. And it's not even that ancient, but that's another story.
That was buying fingerless gloves at the at the front office of your karate dojo.
That's why you still, if you go to a mall, will occasionally find that sword kiosk. That's from the 80s, baby.
Yes, I love the mall ninja stores so much. Oh my god. Like they have everything. I still want all that shit. I want ninja stars and butterfly knives and swords. I just want it. Like I don't want anyone to see it in my home. I don't want to decorate with it. I just want to have a cachet of like ninja stars available to me just in case.
And I don't think that, like you're asking if it's gone. And I do think to a great extent it's subdued. But we were picking out Halloween costumes this year, and my son saw the ninja costume with the size and the throwing stars, and he's like, that! I want that! And the hype became immediately real. And he wore the thing for 3 days before Halloween and was shouting things like, I am not a ninja, I am a sensei! And I don't know where he got sensei or why one matters more than the other, but... Oh.
Yeah.
So the hype's there for kids. Like, they still want it. But for adults, no.
Yeah. No. Now, I think part of it, too, is, like, now you can figure out what exact style you want to do, match to your goals and blah, blah, blah. And there's just, like, now that we have access to so much information, I think things feel kind of less special in a lot of ways.
Right. You really can. Like you said, you can go down the menu. If I'm looking for something that's more physically fit than spiritual, I'm not worried about defending myself. I want this, 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 and this. And these are the things I'm going to do to get it. There's also, some of it is like internet, and some of it is the fault of McDojos. The people who have no business teaching, because they're not teaching anything that makes you physically fit, and they're not teaching you anything that defends yourself, and it sure as hell isn't karate or taekwondo or any of those. Right. They're just putting on some goofy pajamas and swinging your legs around every Saturday, and and you can find those people online.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So 1985 this came
out. All right,
out.
Sorry, yes, 1985. Way of the Exploding Fist. I have feelings about it. All right, here we go.
This is a Beam Software game. And they did, I have played quite a few games that they've released, but I didn't remember the name.
Yeah.
I had like no mental concept of Beam Software. So they did, do you remember Crush, Kill, and Destroy, the PC
Mhm.
game. It was
Yep.
like a RTS, I think.
Yep.
They did that. They did the Back to the Future NES game, which I remember being quite terrible.
Yes.
So, whatever. They did some boxing stuff. Death Cars, DETHKARZ.
Love it.
Great name. We should look that up. That was 1998, the best year of gaming. So we should definitely check that out. So they've done a lot of stuff. Shadowrun for the SNES. Yeah. And I believe they are Australian. Does that sound right?
Yes. Okay. Ready? You ready for threads and tying things together and bringing stuff all back?
Yeah.
Beam Software published stuff under Melbourne House, which is why if you look at the initial screen of this, it's Melbourne House Presents. Without looking it up, if you haven't yet, Beam Software still exists, but under a different name.
I know what it is.
Do you?
Is it Infogrames?
No.
What
That's
is it?
Atari. Okay. I thought you might have known because you looked it up. So I'll give everybody at home a second while I sip this lovely coffee. Chrome Studios.
Chrome Studios?
Mm-hmm.
What do they do?
They did the Bard's Tale Trilogy remaster.
Oh, yeah.
So that, I didn't know that until 3 seconds ago, and I'm like, oh man!
6 Degrees of Way of the Exploding Fist.
Yeah. 7 Degrees of Brian Fargo, once again.
Yep. Another interesting thing, I looked up Greg Barnett, who was one of the developers of this game.
Mm-hmm.
He now works at, I'm not making this up, Flame Systems, FLAIM, and they make virtual reality firefighter training software.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I was like, what a fantastic idea. But kind of bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of bizarre idea. Yeah. FLAIM Systems. I kind of want to try it. I'm sure I'd be horrible at it, but
Yeah.
I didn't really look anyone else up. I kind of, was happy that I found that and kind of quit looking for the other developers.
Well, here's something I'm curious about. Formerly Beam Software, Laser Beam Entertainment, Beam Software, Melbourne House, Infogrames Melbourne. So at some point they had some Infogrames tie. House Party Ltd. And then Chrome Studios.
Wow.
Since 2003.
What a journey.
Unless it's not the same Chrome Studios, because this one says Chrome Studios 2003 through 2010, and I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we didn't do our research.
Oh,
we didn't nail this down ahead of time.
Not enough.
So I've played.
No, it's the same one.
Is it really?
Yeah. They just Wikipedia's wrong. Wikipedia was. Oh my god.
That's the second time, because didn't they say what's it called was a first-person shooter not too long ago? Elvira.
Yeah.
Come on. If only we could contribute to Wikipedia, Chris.
Only we could go and make some adjustments and help some
we're not
people
gonna
out
do
here.
it, though.
No, that requires work. We don't even work on our own show, as it shows.
Right. We're 20 minutes in. We haven't even talked about the game yet.
Well,
we're getting there.
Okay, so 1985, Melbourne House, Beam Software, made some other interesting things. The guy's now working in firefighting stuff. It's obviously a take on Karate Champ.
We played Karate Champ together at one time. We had a night where we played Barbarians and Karate Champ, I think, over the emulator.
We probably played International Karate.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. We played International Karate.
So this and International Karate came out right around the same time, with this eking it out by just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And International Karate got sued by Data East for trying to do Karate Champ.
Mm-hmm.
in International Karate, the people who did that won. And so when they saw this, they're like, we should. Oh, yeah, we just fought about that.
Yeah. Like, let's not do it.
Let's
not do it
never
again.
mind. We're not going to make it happen. But this and International Karate are very close with a couple small differences we'll talk about here in a second.
Yes. I really liked the way this moved, perhaps more so than International Karate. Granted, it's been a while, but I was really impressed with this.
So this sits in movement, and this is one of the big reasons I wanted to point this out. Karate Champ, when you play it, it's very stiff. Everything is like you start a move, and it does the whole move, and you're kind of locked in, and it doesn't flow. International Karate flows, but it's such a speed. Everything's just sort of moving together, and it's hard to kind of do a move or plan your stuff out. It's just so frantic. This hits right that sweet spot in the middle.
Yes.
Where go on.
Go ahead.
No.
I was going to say, I always felt connected to what my dude was doing. And when I made mistakes, I never felt like it was the game's fault or that something was nebulous. It was always like, okay, I was too close to do that punch. And then like he did the right counter attack and got me.
Right.
And that's exactly what you want out of these games.
Yeah, this needed a little more that I think International Karate brought and Karate Champ brought with like the mid games, like punching the bull or breaking the bricks, or and this doesn't ever bring that, but it does hit that just perfect movement. And the thing it does that I think is really interesting is you can start a move and stop and let go of the move, and it stops the move. You're not forced to follow through like in Karate Champ. And that ability to like fake and do stuff adds a layer to the game that's just awesome.
Yeah. The controls are just like spot on, and it's responsive enough that you can like go into a block, but it's not so quick that it feels touchy.
Right.
It feels like they really nailed it, and the difficulty ramps up very well, and you feel like you get better at it.
Yes.
Whereas a lot of these games, it just feels kind of arbitrary, and you know your hits don't really feel like they have impact. It doesn't feel intentional. This felt incredibly intentional.
All the time.
Yep. Every move.
The backgrounds, I think, are also incredibly well done for the year in the system.
Absolutely. I loved the backgrounds, and it was like exciting to win because then you get to see another one.
Right.
And there's always that fucking guy with the Fu Manchu back there. So like the way I started this was for one, I would say like find a picture of the controls right away and play with the joystick. That's the best experience for me.
Yes. And
so I beat the first few guys just by running up and doing like the punch to their solar plexus, which is great because you feel like the hits have impact.
Right.
I don't know why, because the game isn't really doing too much except the guy like doubles over, but it feels like when you land it, you get a sense that you landed it.
Well, I think some of it is, and I don't have this on right now because of how I record these, the sound. Every punch is ha!
Yep, it's great. The music's good too.
And you would think the screaming would get old after a while. It kind of doesn't. Like, it's short enough and loud, but not in your face. Like,
right. Yeah. But man, running up and jamming those guys in the solar plexus. I started to feel bad because that dude's watching you every time, and he's like, "Oh man,
This
he
guy's gonna get jammed
totally."
in the solar plexus.
He's like, "Oh, this fucking guy with the solar plexus opening solar plexus punch." So I started to feel a little guilty and tried to diversify my moves a little bit.
You felt bad for the guy,
Yeah, I was
the
like, he's
virtual
probably
guy.
bored. He's probably he came out to watch karate, and it's just like me running up and jamming someone in the solar plexus over and over again.
Oh god! At one tournament once, I taught my guys like you step to the side and you punch, and this was early enough before Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and things where this was like groundbreaking for some of the schools up here. Was just move out of the way, like I don't know.
Revolutionary.
And it was low enough belts that the other guy didn't know how to handle this at all. So my school just 5-pointed this poor school all the time. And the other teacher just was screaming at his students like, he did it 5 times in a row. He stepped in and he punched you in the gut.
Yeah.
And I almost went up to the teacher and went, and we've done that to 3 other of your students. Maybe it's not his fault. But I thought, no, maybe don't start a brawl at a martial arts tournament.
No. Although you could probably just step to the side.
You probably just step to the side and get away.
End it quickly.
Oh my god.
Oh, good kick to the face, dude. That was
know.
awesome. I'm loving these guys' rad mutton chops too.
Right?
It's just like awesome.
I did have a problem where sometimes I'd get myself turned around and Karate Champ and International Karate have a way to just turn you around. And this, you gotta kind of finesse it with that spin.
Yeah. Yeah, the controls are pretty good. So there's you know the 8 directions on the stick, and then if you press the button, it changes it. So like not all your attacks are button related. Sometimes they're directional. So it helps to have a good like classic C64 style joystick to play this. So I'd recommend that. And I usually struggle with those control layouts, but this felt good to me.
While I'm complaining about controls, I know they're not listening. Dear Atari, this is your new controller. It is a joystick, not a hat. I don't want my computer to see it as a hat.
Oh no.
So certain games, certain systems will not let me use it. I know
This is the good one. You sent me this.
Yeah.
I really enjoy this joystick. It works well.
Check on not to pimp our Discord stuff here again, but in the hardware thing on our Discord, we were just talking about those. And sorry, I don't remember which of you said it. But they were talking about making it a little less stiff by taking the spring out.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and then it gives it a little more of the old school looseness.
Yeah. Very good.
I figured out what lets you feel the impact. And I know Karate Champ and International Karate do this too, but it's not a health bar.
Right.
When you hit, the game stops, the guy doubles over, a point goes up, you get to like gloat for a second. There's that nice pacing on contact, not I'll take a hit to land a harder hit.
Right. And the animations are really good too.
Yes.
It like connects with whatever move you hit him with. He doesn't just like fall over. It's really quite good.
Yeah.
And like I was watching the intro, and the intro looked like they were moving really fast. And I was like, man, it doesn't look like that when I play. And it's because I wasn't like, you really have to learn to use the punches in this game,
right,
to get that kind of like speed and man, that solar plexus punch is so good. I love it.
Oh, right in the Johnson.
Yep. And then they like tighten their belt. The animations in this game are amazing.
Right. And the little things like tightening the belt and stuff, the cuteness is like cute without being silly. Like Karate Champ had some just downright silly. And International Karate even had some downright silly. This feels a little more grounded, and I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Like graphically it's good. Everything has a good amount of depth. The shadows are good. They like
Yeah.
move with you. It's it's not doing a lot. Like there's
No.
not a lot to this game,
No.
which is probably why we filled 20 minutes reminiscing about 80s karate in a general way.
Yeah.
But what it does well.
Right.
It's probably like I would say the best of these old school karate games that I've played.
Yeah. I went in expecting to be like, well, it's not as good as International Karate, but left going, I might prefer this.
Yeah.
I might prefer this. It's not as famous, that's for sure.
Yeah, which I don't get because the name is awesome. The cover is awesome. Like everything about it is rad.
Yeah.
Can you explain to me the scoring though? Because like I sometimes you get a full yin yang
Yes.
if you like land a really good hit, but I don't know how it's determining what a really good hit is. It seems like if he attacks me and misses and then I hit him, then I get the full thing.
It is entirely on like completeness of connection. Like if you land a solid hitbox over hitbox, it gives you the full point. If you maybe get like half a hitbox, like you scrape him with the fist or you scrape him with your toes, you're only going to get half.
I see.
So some moves lend themselves to being more likely to get the full. Like with a jump kick, you're most likely going to get the full thing. You can still get a half. It's unlikely. But the punches and the kicks and the low end stuff, you're probably right on the edge of where you need to be.
Yeah.
And so you're going to end up getting half a point.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And that's typical scored tournament rules for the time, like half points and points. In our class, it was half points for a punch and full points for a kick.
Okay. That makes sense.
Which I kind of wish they would have done here, but then all anyone would have thrown is kicks.
I mean, I didn't object to getting the half
Right.
half the yin yang. So
No, you get the score, you get the score.
yeah.
Boom. Love it.
Yeah. So good.
Okay. So yeah, I could probably cut out that first 20 minutes of this and jump right to here.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say about it before we?
No. I would say like if you want to play this, if you like this kind of game, this is definitely worth checking out. I really enjoyed it. Like
Yeah.
I didn't spend a ton of time on it. I wasn't like, oh, I gotta get back to Way of the Exploding Fist. But it's fun to like sit down with it, and you feel good while you're playing it. You feel like you're getting better when you do something awesome, like he jumps and you duck down and punch him in the balls. Like it's awesome.
Right. You feel good about having done it. Yeah.
Right.
And that's the thing, like you're saying, between Karate Champ and International Karate, you feel like you did it. Not only do you not feel like you ever got robbed, really, you also feel like you earned everything you did. It wasn't just, I wiggled the joystick till he fell down.
Right. Totally.
So we'll do International Karate sometime for someone to go. And then we'll compare and we'll see if we said the same thing then.
Yeah.
It was so much smoother than that other one. The other one felt stiff.
Way of the Exploding Fist sucked.
I don't know what we were thinking. It's practically the auto duel of karate games.
Well, we're nothing if we're consistently
inconsistent.
inconsistent in our opinions, I think.
I think that'll be fair. No, I really liked this. I do bust this one out every so often and play it more than International Karate. Although I do International Karate sometimes. I don't go back to Karate Champ.
Yeah.
I want to, but I don't. I do want to punch a bull again.
Yeah.
That was fun.
A bull?
Yeah, in Karate Champ.
I don't remember that.
If you get to some of the bonus stages, there's one where you're breaking boards, there's one where you're kicking pots out of the air, and then there's one where a bull charges you and you have to like punch the bull.
Really?
And they were all based on real demonstrations from a karate guy back in like 100 years ago now. Like you got black and white film of him taking out bulls.
Cool.
And I mean, it's the bulls were tired and sad, but I mean, he did take out a bull with his bare hands, so I don't know.
Yeah. We'll give it to him.
Right?
Remember when Conan the Barbarian punched that camel out?
I know you do. You live for that moment.
That's my favorite movie moment ever.
Punched a camel.
Just like takes it out for basically no reason, and
Right?
then
It's like it's
apologizes to
startled.
it later. I think, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's great.
I wonder
Good
if that
shit.
was something that happened in it, like wasn't scripted. Like Conan just got startled, or Schwarzenegger got startled, turned around and punched a camel. And it's
Maybe.
like, oh man,
Yeah.
how do we explain this
To the camel owner.
to the camel owner? Yeah, the camel wrangler on set's like, you punched my camel out.
Poor camel.
Poor camel. All right. On that note, let's take our humps out of here.
Yep.
All right. I'll talk to you guys all later.
Wait, whoa, whoa,
Oh,
whoa,
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 what am I
what's
doing?
Next?
What am I
What's
doing?
Next?
What's next?
We're not, you know,
Well, we're
not done
kind
here.
of done because we have Half-Life next.
we've been talking about doing this Half-Life show for about 3 months now.
Right? We've been talking about it for as long as Half-Life 3's been promised.
Yeah. But we're doing
Uh,
it. We're going to do it. We're going to record it soon.
We're going to record it soon. Half-Life is coming. We will be doing Nox Feratu. Nox Archaeist this Thursday. Nox Feratu. I like the thought of that. If you're watching, Mark, Nox Feratu. Make it happen.
Yep.
Uh,
Nox horror game. I'd play it.
yeah. We do not have another short game.
We're done with short games forever.
Well, for the year.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
far enough in the year that we are done with short games. Oh, for the
Right.
year.
And you haven't chosen.
Well, I usually don't announce them now. Do you want me to announce it now? I have chosen it, but got a while to go.
Yeah. No, we don't have to. We don't have
We
to.
tend to change our minds, is why.
Right. A lot can happen between now and January, so
But if you're like, oh, I want something to play for no reason, I'll just pick a name out of a hat. Boulder Dash might be something interesting.
okay. Maybe play that.
Maybe play that. Or Pickle Wars.
Okay. Pickle Wars.
Pickle Wars. You were the one who showed me on to Pickle Wars.
Oh yeah, wasn't it like related
The
to some
sound
other game?
source. Yeah, to
Yeah.
Stunt Island.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So that's the thing.
Yeah, maybe we'll do because no one's played Pickle Wars,
No
right?
one's
You've
played
never
Pickle
played
Wars.
Pickle
No.
Wars.
But Boulder Dash is awesome.
Yeah.
And there's a
So
bunch of
maybe.
other stuff I have on here that I'm like, oh, maybe.
Yeah, don't hold us to anything.
Don't hold us to anything. Don't even hold us to what we hold us.
Yep. All right. Now we can be done.
Now we can be done. Talk to y'all later. Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Big thank you to all of you watching, sharing, liking, subscribing, suggesting games, commenting on our videos, or supporting us on Patreon. We appreciate all of your support and look forward to sharing many more videos with you. Thank you again.